When I first heard that, I absolutely lost my mind. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Herrera here. I hope that you're all well. Firstly, somebody throw me in the bin. I did film a reaction for Yesung and his new song Monologue a while ago, but in my tidying up, I lost it. So see, it works against you to be so organized and to be tidy. I actually lost the reaction that I was going to post, but I felt like it was a real shame to not say anything and to keep quiet because I really love this song a lot and I cannot stop listening to it, and it most definitely sits in my top 5 most favorite Yesung songs ever so far. And if you will allow, I want to sit down with you and I want to listen to this, watch this, and then watch a lyric video and just really feel and understand what this song is all about, where he is coming from, and to kind of figure out where he's at with his voice these days. I'm going to take it that you're all nodding on the other side of this and saying, yeah, yeah, go for it. Because I really just want to love on this man, the love of my life, the love of our life. And I want you to join me. So this is my reaction for Yesung and Monologue. And it instantly makes me think of Coldplay, that alternative rock space.
어떤 날은 웃기도 했고 어떤 날은 울기도 하고 흐린 하늘이 더 슬퍼 보여 또 하루가 가고
In my opinion, he sounds really healthy. So when the teasers came out, I did ask what his most recent song was, where I could hear his most recent recorded vocals for comparison. And I really think he sounds very healthy. He sounds even deeper in this, and that is just glorious. That roundedness, that heaviness. He's sounding so secure. I really hope he's been taking care of himself.
그렇게 또 시간은 가고 어제와 닮아있는 일상을 맞고 아무렇지도 않아 나 이제 정말 괜찮아 저 불어오는 바람들 속에 또
That slight push.
다시 너
So we are what? 1 minute, 36 seconds, and he hasn't done that typical real push into his nose, that nasal area. He hasn't done it. It's so different and it's sounding so fresh. I love this.
바람들 속에 또
Even then, it's just slight.
다시 너 뒤돌아
And there we are.
서 있을 거야 아무리 스쳐도 바람은 흩어져 다 흘러간 뒤에 다시
Isn't it clever how your brain can pick up on stuff even if you don't really understand, like the mood of the song, the way that he's singing. I feel like, yes, I have looked at the lyrics previously, but not having them up in front of me, I don't know word for word what it is that he's just said to us. But I feel a lot of sadness, a lot of sorrow, maybe even regret, having gone through like a really tough period in your life. But he sounds like he's come to terms with it, you know? So, like, that's a really specific vocal quality that you need to tap into to be able to produce that sound. And he's doing it so perfectly.
그렇게 난 길들여지고 오늘과 닮아있는 내일을 맞고 아무렇지도
So he's not pushing into that nasal cavity when he's singing, right? But he's not dropping his voice so low that it sounds dead as it does in some of his solo songs. It's that kind of middle. He's letting himself be really breathy, and I love that.
하나 나 이제
Oh.
정말 괜찮아 뒤돌아 서 있을 거야 아무리 스쳐도 바람은 흩어져 다 흘러간
I
뒤에
love the way this has been filmed as well. You don't get a straight look at him.
아물 수 있길 바랬어 아무리 스쳐도 흉터는 남겨져 다 밝혀간 뒤에 다시 나
He has just such a beautiful way of emoting. Like, I've heard this song hundreds of times probably, and even then it brings a tear to my eye because he's so good at like just bringing out that emotion. And he never overdoes it. You can put so much of a cry into it, but he's not overdoing it. He's just so incredibly earnest in his performance. I just love everything about this man. Like, he gives you the perfect mix of everything. So he gives you that masculine sound. It's so deep, so heavy. You can really feel the heaviness of that voice. And then when you look at the delicate face that he is, and that build, and everything that this man is, and then you put the weight of that on it, it just makes you feel all sorts for this man. Like, I just want to go in there and I just want to hug him and just be there for him. Like, you just don't want any more. You just want him to know that he is amazing, and there is nothing in this world like that voice. And I am being incredibly biased because he is my ultimate bias, right? But I'm also not being biased because there is nothing like that voice. Find me another voice like that, and you will really struggle. And when I first heard that, I absolutely lost my mind. Those little like waves that he does with his voice,
다 밝혀간 뒤에 다시
it's so effortless. Listen to the healthiness. This. And this is what experience gives you. Give that song to a 21-year-old and they will never be able to perform it like that. They may have a spectacular voice, but they will not be able to give it the same feel, the same understanding that Yesung was able to give this song. And actually, in a way, when I first heard it, I was like, really? There's no build for a man with that voice. There is no build in this song. It doesn't give us that real hard-hitting note, that climax, but actually it works so incredibly well. It leaves you wanting more, and it leaves you feeling addicted to that sound. You almost feel, you want to like wallow in that self-pity. That's how that song makes me feel. It is so beautiful. He sung that so beautifully. I love how it's been filmed as well. Can we talk about Purple and how that makes you feel and how he has been styled? I really like the way that it's been presented because it could have been done in so many different ways, but it's the simplicity of it. And actually, I really, really love Purple now because of it. How strange is that? Like, because of just him wearing a purple jacket. I'm in love with purple. That's the power of Yesung. I really love that. And if you'll stay with me, I would like to move on to the lyric video to really just have a look at those lyrics because I know that they are heart-wrenching and they are everything that you expect them to be and more. Does it not just instantly make your heart drop? That's what that sound does to me.
어떤 날을 느끼도 했고
And instantly, this is where my mind goes. So, this translation, I don't know if this is somebody for whom Korean is their first language or if they're kind of having a go at it. I don't know how accurate this is because we're going between tenses here. So, I laughed, I cry. That's two totally different things.
어떤 날은 울기도 하고 흐린 하늘이 더 슬퍼 보여 또 하루가 가고
So this song is not written by him, right? But for some reason, I've gotten into this habit of seeing the word cloud and just thinking that it means a lot more than it probably does. And the fact that it's in this song too just makes me, ugh.
그렇게 또 시간은 가고 어제와 닮아있는 일상을 맞고 아무렇지도 않아 나 이제
It really doesn't sound like it though, does it?
괜찮아
I kind of want to figure out who he's talking to. Like, is he talking to himself? Because he's saying that I'm okay, but he really does not sound okay. There's that dullness in his voice.
저 불어오는 바람들 속에 또
And there's that pain.
다시
Oh, it's just so cleverly sung. Yes, I am going to pause on every single line, okay? I am so sorry. But do you hear the minute the line changes, the pain comes in again? Because that is that moment where he's reminded of why he was hurting in the first place.
뒤돌아 서 있을 거야 아무리 스쳐도 바람은 흩어져 다 흘러간 뒤에 다시
I honestly feel like crying is not even enough for this song.
그렇게 난 길들여지고 오늘과 닮아있는 내일을 맞고 아무렇지도 않아 나 이제 정말 괜찮아 뒤돌아
10 times worse with the lyrics, isn't it?
흩어져 다 흘러간 뒤에 다시 아물 수 있길 바랬어 아무리 스쳐도 흉터는 남겨져
What a line like that. That's pretty serious, isn't it? How many of you have been in that situation?
아물 수 있길 바랬어 아무리 스쳐도 흉터는 남겨져 다 밝혀간 뒤에 다시
The most powerful line in the entire song.
아물 수 있길 바랬어 아무리 스쳐도 흉터는 남겨져 다 밝혀간 뒤에 다시
And now you see, and now you understand why that song does not have that huge climax, don't you? Because it's an ongoing feeling. It's that mundane day after day, trying to move on, trying not to scratch that scar, and trying not to recall those memories. And that's why you don't need that climax. You kind of need that monotone kind of sound, and that is what the beginning of that, your heart drops, and it's carried all the way through to the end of that song, and that is exactly what you needed. It's just so clever. Don't you think that music is so much more than like you could even put into words, because they're just the way music is composed, not just the instruments, but the lyrics, the layer upon layer upon layer of what you're putting together is so incredibly intelligent that you could just listen to this for the 4 minutes that it is and be like, wow, that's a really beautifully sung ballad. But actually, when you delve deeper into that, the emotion, the story, everything, the hurt, the pain, everybody, or most people, can relate to that in some way or another. And it is just so deep, this song in particular. And I think that's maybe why I love it so much as well, because looking into the lyrics, I find personally in my life, I've had situations where you're still in that situation. Like you still see those people. There's no getting away from it. There's no clean cut. And like, I'm just going to go and move halfway across the world and have a fresh start. No, you kind of just have to pretend that that certain aspect of your life is not happening. It suddenly stops. You still see that person all the time, but yet there's suddenly this awkwardness, and you kind of have to like hold yourself back from it. And that is really tough. That's even worse than moving away from it all. You have to like get through it day by day, and you have to see potentially someone moving on and you still staying in that position. That hurt, that pain, there is nothing else in this world like it. Every time you see that person, it feels like you're being stabbed. it is like the worst thing ever. And to give a song like that to a person like Yesung, who we know has gone through heartbreaks and many of his own struggles, like, yes, it's a great move, but also I don't want him to sing songs like this because that place that he has to go to mentally to be able to create that sound. Yes, he is an utter professional and he is outstanding and he can probably do it like that. But we know how earnest he is in his performance, that he will put himself in that mind frame. He will try to recollect what it's like being in that moment. And I kind of don't want him to do that. I really just want him to be happy because he has given me something that I wasn't really looking for, that I didn't really know that I needed. He is just such an incredible vocalist. This is just such a spectacular song, and I really want to hear from you what you think of this song, what you think of his voice. Do you think that he sounds healthy? Because, as I said before, I really think that he does. He's being dynamic with his voice. He knows when to dull it down, when to be slightly more energetic. He's taking more chances. He's being even more emotive. He's letting his depth shine through and not that like whininess, that nasality, he's holding it back. He's being clever in the way that he's presenting his voice to us. And it's a different side to what I've seen previously. And I'm really, really appreciating it. And I'm really loving it. And I think it's a fantastic song. Thank you so much for joining me and for letting me and allowing me to do that. Because, yeah, it would have been a real shame if I didn't say everything that I did about that song because it is so, so good. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Please do subscribe to my channel for lots more content. Like the video if you liked it, of course, and until I see you next time, take care, stay safe.